So as you can see, I made it into a hotel room. Today was a really light day. I hiked from Gooch Gap to Woody's Gap. Yeah, out there was some trail magic and wonderful. I think his name was Ricky Lee and his dad and Tommy, and I think it was their absolute first time ever doing trail magic. They were from a church in Gainesville, and really funny, very giving, loving Christian people, man. And I'm blessed to have been able to meet them on like their absolute first time actually being out there and doing trail magic. They said, we had a lot of talks about service, because I spent a lot of time in service, and how my experience shows that, or provides that, it's not enough to pray. Like, prayer without action is, without service is just really just a mantra, right? It's and he agreed completely. Actually, it was him that was talking about faith without works is dead, and so it was really cool to kind of meet them guys and experience that with them, and just to see that there are people that everywhere, man. We had this conversation too. I really honestly believe that people are genuinely good and kind and loving and caring, and they just need to be shown the way, man. And so it was really cool conversations with those guys. Thank you, Tommy Lee Tommy and Ricky Lee. Yeah, and I think there were a couple Lees out there. I think it was Ricky Lee and Bobby Lee, and but definitely fun. And they actually gave me a ride into town. Which brings me to this point. So I've been out there for a little while, and so I made it like a little over 20 miles so far, and I didn't do very. This is where the trick of planning comes into play. Like, I kind of wing it kind of guy that doesn't do a lot of planning, and which I love, by the way. I love the way I am, man. I absolutely love just not being on a schedule and taking things in flow, right? But I understand the importance, why it's important to some other people, and I also understand that, like everything in life, there's a paradox, there's a give and take, right? It's so a lot of people planned to get to Woody's Gap or Gooch Gap and then stay the night at Above the Cloud hostel. They called ahead. They planned, and they got a room or a bunk. Guess who didn't? So, and that's okay, man. That's okay. But I was running. My power was dying. I took a zero. So I hiked. I think I hiked up on Thursday night. Watched the sunset. Friday, hiked to Hawk Mountain. Saturday, zero at Hawk Mountain. Sunday to Gooch Gap, and then Monday to Woody's Gap. And I was told that's the easiest place to hitch a ride and get to where you need to go if you need to resupply or something like that. So as you can imagine, I need to resupply a little bit and power up, and it's supposed to be in the teens tonight. So it's a good night to do that. Now, the bad part of it is tomorrow I need to find a way back to Woody's Gap. And then I believe it's only a couple of miles to Lance Creek Restoration, where I'll probably have to camp. And I say that because there's like There's like I think it's from mile 26 to mile 31 and a half to Neil's Gap, you have to have a bear canister to camp. So that's about 7 miles. I think it would be a total of like, I don't know, 11 or 12 miles, or maybe even a few more, if I hiked from Woody's Gap all the way through to Neil's Gap, which I would have to do because I don't have a bear canister, right? So I either got to take a really short day tomorrow, a couple miles, and camp up again, and then make it through to Neil's Gap, which is probably going to be the plan, rather than to push myself for 11 or 12 miles. I think the most I've done is 9 so far, and I feel good. I got a little bit of chafing. Yeah, that's always fun to talk about, but it's really not bad, and I didn't notice it till like the last mile today. So I got to figure out how to treat that. I do have some body glide, but you know, I talked to my buddy Luscious, who dropped me off at the Springer Trailhead parking lot, and he said it kind of, you're supposed to put it on before you get it, and it burns a little bit if you put it on after you get it. So I'm gonna look that up tonight, but I don't even know what I'm talking, man. It's been an absolute blessing so far. I'm keeping I don't know how to do these videos yet. I really don't want to be a hiking channel. I'm not trying to compete with people, and I really don't have an attachment to the outcome. I want to be an example to people, and I'd rather talk about things that most men find difficult, like being vulnerable and being okay to show emotion and to just be in the moment as much as I can. And I'm certainly going to show the absolute stunning and most beautiful views, but I don't think they should be, for me, I don't think I could really do any more than a 5 to 10 minute video, and because I don't have the time or the energy when I'm done hiking to sit down and edit these videos. And it's really much easier for me to take a few photos or a few videos along the way from breathtaking views, and then maybe just a few minutes of me rehashing what I experienced that day, and my intention for tomorrow, maybe, right? It's really just me wanting to look back on this, my grandkids to look on this someday, and inspire people to you could be content in any situation regardless of the circumstances, and that you can do and be whatever you want to be, and you can change your life and change your story, and you can walk 2,200 miles through the most horrific, blistering cold and conditions, and it could be the experience of your life. So I don't know. I'd like to know what you guys think, though, and what you guys want to see as well, and I'll try to incorporate that the best I can. But for me right now, it is really just figuring out a little better plan than the one I have, so I don't run out of water or camp and where I need a bear canister and get kicked off the mountain or something. So I thank God there's people out there scattered around who I overhear talking, and I'm like, what's this about a bear canister? Yeah, I'm really enjoying it, man. The first couple videos I was like, I don't know what day this is, and I have to tell you that my philosophy has always been that I try to celebrate every day. I don't count days. I don't even in recovery, like, I don't celebrate. I try to celebrate every day, man. And it's no objection to what anybody else does, but it's like, my philosophy is like, I really am in no hurry. Maybe at the end I'll say the day I started and the day I finished, but I'm not going to be like, day 1, day 2, this is how many miles, I'm behind on my schedule. Like, that's just not me. So, that's just not me. I don't know why anybody would be hiking this and putting their bodies through that if they can't stop for an hour and sit by the falls and just watch it, man, you know, like, but to each their own, and I understand there's no judgment, but for me, the stop and pause is as much as it is the accomplishment at the end of the day. So I am, I'm in Dahlonega, hoping to catch a ride to back to Gooch Gap tomorrow after I don't know, hit a resupply or something like that. It's really late. I did wash my clothes by hand because I didn't find a hostel, so I had to wash my clothes by hand, and I hung them up to dry over the little heater in the room, and putting my gear together and ready to go back at it, man. Thank you guys so much, and you all know who you are, everybody. I haven't responded to any of the comments yet, and that's something I would like to do, but it's kind of hard to do out on the trail, so please forgive me. But I will. It's so beautiful, like, and I told this to somebody else the other day. It's unsustainable, but I really, really try to respond to every single comment I ever get because it means so much to me. So thank you. I don't know. Thank you. All right. Love you guys.